Welcome to Peaks and Valleys by We Got the Goods. This week we have Rebecca Styn, founder and CEO of Blind Tiger Spirit-Free Cocktails. Real quick, she's going to give you a little elevator pitch, introduce you to the company, and then talk a little bit more about her peaks and valleys so far throughout her journey. Hope you guys enjoy.
We are prohibition-inspired pours made for the modern drinker. We produce bar-quality, spirit-free cocktails that are ready to sip or mix, all natural, organic ingredients, and we are the only line out there that is inspired by speakeasy culture. So it's funny, like the highest moment, it's so hard to categorize both of these, right? Because everything, I try so desperately to take things in stride because there's so many lows that even the highs don't always make up for the lows, right? So you have to kind of keep it level. But I guess I could say, I have to tell you, it would probably be two highs. So the one was before I even launched, because I owned a speakeasy bar and restaurant. And I just turned it over to my team not too long ago. I'm still a minority owner, but when COVID hit, that's kind of what was the catalyst for us launching this, because we couldn't legally sell alcohol to go. And I put all my money into the restaurant. So I didn't have a ton of money left. And I thought, well, I really like this concept, so I'll organically grow it over time. But before we even launched, I pitched to Ben Franklin Technology Partners. They had what's called a big idea competition. And I didn't even have the product in hand. And I won the $50,000 grand prize and the People's Choice Award, like out of the gate before it was even on. So that gave me the momentum I needed to start. And then since then, my second highest is probably most recently, because we're going to launch in our first major retailer. So we're going to be launching in Sprouts in July in all of their locations. So
that's awesome.
That's a big, that's our next step. So that's a thing for us. So
nice.
Yeah. There's been a ton of lows. I mean, every day there's a low, every single day. And I think, honestly, if I'm being most vulnerable, because a lot of times I post my failures out there, like to try to show the story from all sides, because perception isn't reality and everybody's out there saying how great everything's going. And we know it's not, right? Like everybody's got their moments, but is when I think I actually just a week ago officially ran out of money in my checking account, which, it might not seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal. Like I quit my day job to focus on this. I cut my salary down to like a quarter, but a lot of my expenses didn't change. And so that was like, and I don't have much savings because I put it all into both of my businesses. So, that was kind of sobering.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine. And if you don't mind me asking more, so like kind of, and so when you're saying that, you mean like personally, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it. So what's your plan to kind of like combat that, I guess? If you're comfortable sharing. Also, if you're not too, we can, we don't need to dive into it. I
really just have to, hone in on some extracurricular things and everything. And thankfully I have a husband who does have his own he has his own business and his own full-time job. So without him, I don't know what I would do. He can pick up a lot of the expenses where I can't right now, at least for a little while. And I'll continue to pay myself, nominally to cover some things, but I really have to, like, I've cut back on a lot over the last year and a half, from a personal standpoint, but I really have to do more now. It's really, it's just tightening up the reins on things I can enjoy or not.
Thank you for checking out this week's Peaks and Valleys. And thank you, Rebecca, for being so honest, raw, real, just very vulnerable in sharing your story, both the highs and the lows, those peaks and valleys that every founder goes through in a variety of ways. This is the first time doing peaks and valleys like this, so please let me know what you thought about it. And if you aren't already, make sure that you are subscribed to the newsletter, subscribe to We Got the Goods, see more peaks and valleys, and all the other fun stuff that we have in store for you guys. Thanks. Peace.